when we went in. And I also have Larry Simeone, who was an engineer, and he went in on day one. And how long did you stay, till they closed it out?
We closed, I rotated back to the States in July.
In July, okay. So you went out just by the time we went in?
Just about.
Okay. I'll just give you a little history. I'm going way back. I graduated from Officer Basic School in about April of 1960. Fired on the Quantico Rifle and Pistol Team for about 9 months till they caught up with me and thought I was having things too easy, so they sent me to Camp Pendleton to what they called the Transplacement Battalion, which was going to go to Okinawa and become 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marines. In that battalion, I became acquainted with these aforementioned people, much to my good fortune. We landed in Okinawa about the 1st of February, and somewhere about the 1st of March, one of the platoons from K Company disappeared and nobody wanted to know where they were. Top secret mission, somewhere down south. We can't tell you, we'll have to shoot you. About 2 weeks later, they appeared in Time magazine. So much for that. So then we knew where they were. They were down there, they worked pretty hard. As you can see from those early photos, when they were in the tents, in the mud, I'm sure Speedy can tell you it wasn't any fun. And they were working probably 18 to 24 hours a day, unloading aircraft, trying to build a camp, and trying to keep the ties from stealing everything that wasn't tied down. They didn't succeed in the latter because we were still recovering gear when I left in September that had been stolen in March. It seems that, you know, the Americans seem to go in with so much gear and they can't believe we can use it all. And they have much better use for it, and they're so damn poor, they'll take it. But Bill Uran and his platoon, reinforced of about 55 men and 1 corpsman, went in, and we've been trying to figure it out, and we've been going through old orders and everything, somewhere about the 3rd or 4th of March, 1961. They flew in. All they had there was a concrete airstrip and that old Jap tower and that old hangar, I guess, was about all that was there. Bill often laughed in the years since. I'm going to read what he said here a little bit later, but he said he showed up for when they were starting to put this thing together. That was the only war we had going at that time, was in Laos. So he said there was a lot of very high-priced attention being paid to it. And he went to this briefing conference down south on Okinawa. And there's Army generals and Air Force colonels and generals, and of course the Marine Corps was going in with their Marine Air Base Squadron, which was commanded by a Lieutenant Colonel. And they needed a security element, since the Air Base Squadron had their own security, but they had to leave them behind in Okinawa. So they took a platoon from 3rd Battalion, 3rd Marine, K Company. Bill at that time was the company exec for K Company, but our battalion commander selected what I think was the best lieutenant in the battalion, kind of dropped him from company exec down to platoon commander and said, "You're going down south." And Bill said he showed up for these briefing conferences with all these high-priced help around. They looked at him, "Oh, you're from the Marines." "Yeah." "Well, where's your boss?" "Well, I'm the platoon commander, I guess I'm the boss." He said they could never figure out that the Marine Corps didn't have at least a colonel or a lieutenant colonel running that platoon to secure that airfield. So it kind of tickled me. But anyhow, they went down there. They were there approximately 4.5, 5 months. They came out in July, and my group went down. Bill requested relief. They were burned out, and I guess you'll attest to that, Speedy. And so we went down to pick up the slack, and we were there about 2.5 months, and then we were relieved by a unit in the 9th Marines, because it was time for us to get back to the battalion and go float around the South Pacific for about 3 months, I guess. Just let me read what Bill said about his time down there. And I think it'll fill in what you saw in that video. That's the reason I wanted to look at that first. I think that gives you an appreciation of what was really faced by these young Marine privates, PFCs, and corporals when they first went in down there. We did notice in some of those videos that the Air Force tended to improve their facilities a little bit over what we had. I didn't know if you noticed that progression or not. As some of you fellows in the blue outfits that didn't get in there till late '60s and early '70s.
We have an aversion to mud.
Probably had a pretty nice setup, although I understand the Vietnamese sappers tended to pick on you from time to time. They never bothered us. We thought we were being bothered one night, and we captured a group of them. Here was a Thai border patrol. We had been complaining we didn't have any help, so they come in to help us, and they were patrolling the outer perimeter, but they never told us we were gonna be there. So how many of them did we get? About 6 or 8, I guess. That we captured our own protection. Another funny thing happened on the way to the show. When Bill first showed up down there, first they went in with their TO weapons, M1 rifle and BARs. Now I'm telling our age, that goes back a little bit. Everybody was walking post with a loaded weapon, and until we were only 30 miles from the border, we didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what was going on. And supposedly there was a war going on. So Bill got to thinking, you know, if we crank off a round out here, even clear up as far as that old tower, a 30-06 round, if it goes in the wrong direction, going to kill somebody in downtown Udorn. Well, we ought to have some shotguns, so all our message traffic had to be cleared through the embassy in Bangkok. So Bill put in an order for about a dozen shotguns, and all of a sudden, somebody at the embassy was reading that. Oh my God, they have guns up there? Nobody told them there was a war going on, and, you know, we might need them. Take their weapons away. So we had people out as far as a mile from the main base, guarding posts with no weapons. Although I do understand that a few of them coordinated with the Air America crew chiefs and so forth. You could buy anything you wanted for about 15 or 20 bucks. Just place an order, and a couple days later you have it. M1 or Thompson or Udorn or whatever